Hey guys, welcome to section 3, chapter 3 of the geometry program. And in this section, we're going to be dealing with triangles, which is a really fun shape. So we have a couple of theorems to get us started here. The first is the triangle sum theorem. And maybe you've worked with this before. I hope that you have. But it's the idea that the three interior angles of a triangle are going to add to 180. Okay, so if I have 45 degrees and 30 degrees, then this angle has to help them add to 180. And we can find that by simply setting up like a basic algebra problem. So 45 plus 30, we'll call this x, plus x has to equal 180. All right, so 75 plus x equals 180. And if you subtract 75, you're going to get 105. All right, so the angles on the inside of a triangle have to add to 180. We're going to use this one a lot, so make sure that you make a good note of it, star it, highlight it somehow in your notes. It's going to be one we're going to use quite a bit. Okay, and then the next one, which we won't use quite as often, but particularly in this section you'll use a lot, is the triangle exterior angle theorem. And this says that the measure of each exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of its two remote interior angles. Okay, so you're probably like, what? But this is basically what we mean. We mean angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to angle 3. And it's important to note the position of these angles. Remote means not touching it, right? So it's not the linear angle that you would find here. It's the other two. So not the linear angle. It's the other two angles, okay? And we're going to practice this. So just go ahead and make those notes. All right, and then I'm going to do a little honorable mention about classifying triangles. We're not going to spend much time on this. Hopefully it's familiar to you. If it's not, well, you just need to learn the terminology for the sake of this course, but I wanted to just do a little honorable mention. So there are two ways by which we can classify triangles. We can classify them by their sides and or by their angles, okay? So a scalene triangle has three different sides. I wanted to change. I put my shape converter on, and so now anything that kind of looks like a triangle is going to turn into a triangle. Okay, then there's the isosceles triangle. Isosceles. Go ahead and try and spell that. All right, and an isosceles triangle has two congruent sides. So two congruent sides. And then I bet you can guess what an equilateral triangle looks like. So an equilateral, three congruent sides. Okay, so hopefully you've heard that before. And then we can also classify them by their angle measures. So an acute triangle has all three angles less than 90 degrees. A right triangle contains one right angle. One right angle. And then an obtuse triangle contains one obtuse angle. So one angle larger than 90 degrees. Okay, so those are just the way that we classify them. All right, so let's do some examples. Let's say we have a triangle and one of the measures is 117, One of them is 33, and we want to find the missing angle. All right, well, I know that the measure of angle 1 plus 117 plus 33 has to add to 180. So if you do some quick math, then you should get the measure of angle 1 is equal to 30 degrees. Okay, I'm going to trust that you can do these quick math problems. Okay, what if I have a triangle such that I have 44.7 degrees, 52.2 degrees, and the measure of angle 1? Well, again, you're just going to keep setting these up. The measure of angle 1 plus 44.7 plus 52.2, they all have to add to 180. Do some math, and you should get 83.1 degrees. All right, let me do one more for you. I think you're going to get this super easy. Notice all my triangles are always just about the same. What if we have 33 degrees, 57 degrees, and you're looking for the measure of angle 1? So angle 1 plus 33 plus 57 is equal to 180. Quick math. And you should get the measure of angle 1 is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now let's practice the exterior angle theorem. So this is going to be one I'm guessing you don't have as much familiarity with. Let's say we have interior angle measures of 60 and 63, and we're going to try to find the measure of angle 1. So the measure of angle 1 is equal to 60 plus 63, right? So it's not this linear angle, it's the remote angles, and it's the sum of that. So the measure of angle 1 is equal to 123 degrees. Notice for some of them I'm just putting angle 1. That's kind of my lazy way of putting. This would be technically the correct way, but as mathematicians sometimes we get lazy and we don't always put the technical. So hopefully you are understanding my notations here. Notice for this one now the exterior angle is given. So that means that angle 2 plus angle 13 is equal to 128. Right? Now we got to do a little backwards math. So angle 2 is going to be equal to 115 degrees. All right. Do another one. All right, let's try to find angles 3 and 4 for this one. All right, we know that angle 3 is the exterior angle, and that's equal to 45 plus 47. So if you do that math real quick, you'll get 92 degrees. But then we also have two ways then that we can find the measure of angle 4. 3 and 4 are linear angles. So I could take 180 minus angle 4 to get what I need. Or I could recognize that angle 4 plus 45 plus 47 have to equal 180. Either one would do. Angle 4 is going to be equal to 88 degrees. All right, I just have one more example for you, and then I think you're going to be good. All right, let's say we have a shape like this, where this is 25 degrees, this is x plus 30, and then this guy is x plus 75. Now you need to be careful. You might be quick to think, oh, this is just an exterior angle, so I'm going to take 25 plus x plus 30. All right, but don't be fooled by this shape. The exterior angles would be here and here. But I could use the fact that this angle and this angle are vertical angles, meaning that this value is also x plus 75. And now I have something I can work with. Now I have 3 potential angle measures that I know need to add up to 180. All right, and then you do some simple math. We're going to get 2x plus 130 equals 180. 2x equals 50, and x equals 25. All right, so be careful on your shapes in your homework, being able to correctly identify exterior angles. And if you don't have an exterior angle, maybe check vertical angles or something like that to make sure you have the appropriate values to apply our theorems this section. So go ahead and finish up your notes, read through the examples, and begin your assignment.